Hello, this is Mrs. Russo at GCMS Elementary, and we're going to describe how to research using a T-chart. So one thing that we're working with the kids is to find good resources, not like wikis or online resources that people can go on and edit, but to use resources such as encyclopedias, good.gov websites, good.org, etc., to find those resources, find the passages that they feel are most important, and then to transform those passages into their own words and avoid plagiarism. So what we're working on in 4th grade is to start that process of putting in their words and not the author's words. So what we do is we created a T-chart. So students can do this on any type of paper. We've been using lined paper, where we leave, about 3 lines at the top for space for their source, and we just draw a horizontal line and a vertical line down the side. So this is where you're going to put the source, whether it be an encyclopedia, whether it be a www.something.com, you're going to put that up there. I know this is an MLA, but we're just trying to get them to cite their source and be held accountable for where they're getting their resources. On the left side of the T-chart is where they're going to quote and write exactly from the text. On the right side is where they're going to take the important information from that text and put them in your own words. So for example, I picked the person Robert E. Lee. So I'm going to pretend I'm writing a biography about Robert E. Lee. I went to the World Book Encyclopedia, Book 12, and I found him on pages 176 through 177. So I have a passage, I put quotes around it, I copied directly from the text. Robert E. Lee was born in Stratford Hall near Montrose, Virginia on January 19, 1807. That has a lot of important facts in it. It says where he's born and what day. Those things we can't reword into our own words. However, we have to figure out, what do we need? Do we need to know that he was near Montrose, Virginia? Probably not. So we want to come over here and make bullet points. Born in Stratford Hall. And I don't want them to use VA when they're writing their paper, so they need to have Virginia. And I don't want them to use the abbreviation that the encyclopedia did. And I want them to write fully out January 19th, 1807. Those are going to be some of the simpler facts that they're going to find. There's not going to be much that they have to put in their own words. However, when I pulled this next passage, and all they have to do is make a horizontal line right underneath, I didn't have room to put a horizontal line and keep writing. If they're using the same source, just have them put a line for their next passage that they're going to copy exactly from the text. In 1825, he entered the U.S. Military Academy, West Point, where his classmates admired him for his brilliance, leadership, and devotion to duty. So I could probably put the 1825, and he went to West Point. So I could put went, because I don't want to use entered. I want to try to put some of this in my own words. So I have to put them in 4th grade words. So went to West Point in 1825. Great. This next part I like. I want to use it for my paper because I'm a 4th grader and I think it sounds awesome. His classmates admired him for his brilliance, leadership, and devotion to duty. So when we did this one up on the active board, I had them raise their hand. How many of you used the word brilliance in the past week? No one could raise their hands. How many of you have used the word devotion in the past week? No one raised their hands. So if you don't know that word and you don't use that word, should you use it in your paper? And the answer is no. So what we did was we went into the dictionary and looked it up, or we went to the thesaurus to find alternative words for what those words mean. So we said his classmates liked him, and he worked very hard, is what we came up with. To me, that sounds like something a 4th grader will write. If they don't know what it means and then they try to say it in their paper, we're still not going to know what they mean. If you are to use a brand new source, let's say I find a book in the library all about Robert E. Lee, you're going to have to create a new T-chart and put the title of that book and then start finding your exact facts, getting those down, and writing those bullet points for it. Well, I hope this gave you an idea of how we are trying to do a research paper and finding facts using a T-chart. Thank you.